Attesting to the absolute love for this film in the US, I actually had to buy a German version of this Blu-ray since I couldn't find an American copy, which then enabled me to learn that the Google Translate app translates images on the fly. So, Google win.
He's a greener.
We learn later that greener is a title given to someone who thinks the grass is always greener on the other side. This is the first of 2 idioms that were passed down over 1,000 years, while what a statue is, what stars and malls are, or how maps work didn't make it. Turn of phrase win. Hey, it's that Bible quote and sniper from Saving Private Ryan, Barry Pepper. Ah, Tig, it's a good thing Jax never saw this.
Golden arches. The food would magically appear.
If he's talking about Star Trek replicators that make McDonald's food, win. This is a win of omission, so call it what you will, but post-apocalyptic futures typically have at least some cannibals. It's nice they didn't rely on that particular trope in this movie.
You keep it.
Gift-giving win. Even though the payoff to this alien reveal is a mostly humanoid-looking cross between a Klingon and a Rastafarian, it's still a decent tension builder.
Forget about me, get the hell out of here!
Self-sacrifice win. This giant dome they built is actually pretty impressive. I love that they left the ruins of the old buildings in place. Either the director traveled through time and listened to Jeremy from CinemaSins, or this is a genuine example of a filmmaker making the huge assumption that we know Denver is obviously in Indiana. They demonstrate the sheer size and power the 𝐶𝐤𝐽s have over the humans very well.
Who is responsible?
The transition from what humans are hearing to what the 𝐶𝐤𝐽s sound like to each other is pretty seamless and gets the idea across without a lot of exposition.
And I might suddenly grow a third arm!
Travolta gets a win for being the only cast member who realizes he's in a stage production from the 19th century. Let's start a Travolta win counter for his unparalleled gravitas.
It is a pleasure to see you, Your Excellency, and I would be honored to expedite your clearance through security.
These puny, undersized planets, the gravity is so different.
Well, that's an easy way to sidestep having to ask Siri whether a smaller planet would have a stronger or weaker gravitational pull.
Oh, you're too much!
I don't even... What's happening? Look, John, all the other actors playing 𝐶𝐤𝐽s are wearing some kind of facial prosthetic. Are you sure we can't get you into one of those big necks or a forehead ridge?
Are you not aware that I graduated top of my class?
Relatively unique teleporter effect.
To have some cushy job that even a moron like you could perform while you were still learning how to spell your name. I was being trained to conquer galaxies.
Mercy win. I love that this friendship lost him so quickly. Good Samaritan win. Hey Jim, how do I turn the Dutch tilt setting off on this Picto camera? Oh no. Okay, I can't do that. What's that? Uneasy, you say? Oh, alright. This brings me right back to Star Wars when that stormtrooper bumps his head and made it into the final cut. 5 wins. Wait, you don't think Travolta did that on purpose to draw similarities between the two? It couldn't be. Movie unintentionally inspires the extreme climate changes in After Earth, from a snowy mountaintop to a humid jungle riverbank in only a few minutes.
Live the jump, Johnny.
The love that Carlo has for Johnny is an honest-to-goodness friendship win. So there are no way exact rip-offs, and I understand that there are only so many alien designs we can come up with, but I can't help but be reminded of Halo's high profits with this little teacher guy. Couple that with the 𝐶𝐤𝐽s sounding quite a bit like Covenant Elites, and I think you can make a case that parts of Halo were inspired by Battlefield Earth.
I know Kung Fu.
Show me.
And these 3 angles must also be equal.
Geometry lessons.
The question is how clever. Try the numbers backwards.
Not that clever.
How exactly do you plan to do that?
If any of you rat brains knew anything about firearms...
Cow tipping.
The freedom. Let it be said that we took this one chance.
Johnny gets his Braveheart moment.
No, what you did was right.
Usually after something like a friend being executed, your comrades would question your leadership, but here we get unprecedented loyalty and support. This is some sort of tradition that didn't need to be spelled out and explained for us to understand its meaning.
And has other advantages.
That she has a plastic tongue? Also, I love that the innuendo is overshadowed by an eerie sound effect. Good aim win.
Piece of cake.
I'd say the likelihood of them still baking cakes is pretty slim, so this is the second idiom.
Flying spears.
I think there's a little more to it than that.
Maybe not.
For our children. Children?
Nice way of telling her she's pregnant.
How the hell am I supposed to know who it is? I hate these things. I feel like it's a test that I'm not prepared for.
Oh, friendly bartender!
Pain sucks. Cyclos apparently feel no pain. No pain, still gain win? Stormtrooper aim coupled with a little Spartan slow-mo thrown in for better bullet dodging.
I'm busy! Don't bother me with every little detail!
They learned to fly these planes in a maximum of 21 days. That's a flying simulator win. One thing this year 2000 movie does pretty well is explosions. Let's see them all right in a row for extra effect.
Attention! This is Tell, your chief of security. Exterminate all man animals at will, and happy hunting!
Another self-sacrifice win. Flying spears. Our final explosion and one more self-sacrifice win. Obviously ignoring the novels these films are based on, 13 years later, Ender's Game would raise a slew of questions over what the genocide of an entire species means to the people responsible, and what the moral and ethical repercussions may be for such an act. Battlefield Earth chooses to check in on our lovebirds. Keeping it real win.
It made me the head cycler.
I can't tell if this is Kerr making fun of Turl or Forrest Whitaker making fun of Travolta. And just in case they didn't draw enough parallels between the best movies ever made, here's a Raiders of the Lost Ark ripoff. I mean, not. This movie catches a lot of flack for the Cyclos constantly underestimating the man-animals, but I believe we're all giving the Cyclos way too much credit. Just because they use teleportation and have some futuristic weapons doesn't mean they possess extrospection. We think of them like Dr. Manhattan because of their advanced tech, but they're really more similar to the Ferengi than the Vulcans, despite their appearance. Greedy little stereotypes so consumed with where their next bar of gold-pressed latinum is coming from that they couldn't possibly be bothered to check if man-animals were an intelligent species. For all we know, they stole their technology just like the Ferengi did. When you consider how quickly Johnny learns their language and all their secrets, it's not too far of a stretch to believe their hubris is larger than the brains inside their oversized skulls. Some will use the library scene as an example of why they should know humans can be taught how to operate cyclo mining equipment, but this is just further evidence of their ridiculous arrogance. The capability of man was staring them in the face and they ignored it. Also, when Johnny and friends are breaking into the weapons locker, they see that the instructions for creating a security code are right there, and the Cyclos still used his pin. My last reason for thinking the Cyclos were actually intended to be idiots is that they never learned English. We're 1,000 years into an apocalypse and all the man-animals are still clearly communicating with each other using spoken language. What possible reason could the Cyclos have for not learning it? They're such an advanced race, it should be extremely easy for them. The answer is that they're morons. If gorillas were given a bunch of doomsday weapons tomorrow, they could probably overthrow humanity as well. So that's about as far as I can go defending this pile of steaming Cyclo. Barry Pepper was obviously told he was in Braveheart meets Star Wars, but not in space. He does the best he can with what he was given. On the other hand, John Travolta's performance from start to finish is mind-boggling, and exceedingly entertaining at the same time. He was in a completely different movie from everyone else, and I'd probably watch that movie. I recommend watching this movie if for no other reason than to play the Battlefield Earth Dutch Tilt drinking game. It's the fastest way to alcohol poisoning. Just kidding, please don't do that. Seriously, it will surely end in your death.
Then we'll have leverage over it. It means we'll need leverage over it. Leverage. Something primitive for leverage.
You already have leverage over them now.
Trying to get leverage over on us.
Getting leverage over a Cyclo.
Man, getting leverage over a cyclo. What a little leverage can do.
He has leverage over you. Proper leverage over someone.
Leverage.